And Rev Wayne Stills, this mic is all yours.
Hey everybody, what's happening? How are you? What's going on? This is Rick Wayne Sills for Miracles Everywhere, Miracles Everywhere. And how's it going? Nice talk before I went on. We talked all day before going on. I have all day here today to chat. We today's Valentine's Day Eve, so we have a little show planned for you. Today's tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I like Valentine's Day. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I'm not sure how snakes in Ireland have anything to do with Valentine's Day cards, but I don't care. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice holiday. So we have something that we did. It's sort of a toss back as opposed to a throwback. We did it last year, I think, or a couple of years ago. But not. I highly doubt anyone remembers it was or even heard it. So we're gonna do it again. I wanted just before we started though. Yesterday, listened. I saw something that I wanted to just. It was so. I guess you could say so clear that and it would go with anything we're talking about. It would be helpful. And listen to this. This is awesome. Perception has no meaning. Yet does the Holy Spirit give it meaning very close to God's. Healing perception becomes the means by which the Son of God forgives his brother and thus forgives himself. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, right? I mean, healed perception becomes the means by which the Son of God forgives his brother. I mean, that's the confusion. The confusion goes right out the window there. Healed perception. So what we're doing here is all the perceptions that we have. We want perceptions that are compassionate, loving, caring, fun, enjoyable, as opposed to the opposites. I mean, we're living in a world of perception. We can't get out of that. So we have to work with that. So we have to perceive and use our perceptions in a way that's beneficial to yourself and others. It's that simple. A lot of people want to let go of perceptions. All right, fine, but that's what you're really doing is you're letting go of perceptions by introducing a perception of emptiness, a perception of nothingness. Because we live in perception in the world, according to Jesus, we live in a world of perception. And even when we're to the highest level here, it's the ego's world. Even when we're in total control of the ego. As long as the ego's there in the slightest amount, it's there in full. As I said before, I hate to use this analogy, but the analogy works so well. But you have a glass of water, big giant glass of water, really big, just a little bit of poop in the water, the whole thing's ruined. Same thing with just a little bit of negativity ruins the entire batch of spirituality, of spirit. A little bit of anger, the whole thing's gone. Perception, the whole thing's perception, no matter what we live in the world of perception. But we had to move towards the right mind. And it's not so difficult. It's not so difficult either. Well, the right mind is anything that's not the wrong mind. You pick up a book, for instance, the Desire to Love book that I read every Tuesday with Ozzy. It's a right-minded book. Very simple. And you know how I know? Because it's not wrong-minded. It's one of the two. And I look at it and says, it's not wrong-minded book. Everything in here is right on. Any book you pick up and say, is this wrong-minded or right-minded? Well, it's obviously right-minded. Or it's obviously wrong-minded. This book's wrong-minded. You put Mein Kampf. Well, that's wrong-minded book. Now, some of these, it's easy to tell, but there's a lot more right-minded stuff out there. It's not such a narrow road. No, wide is the road that is right-minded. Wide is the road that leads to heaven. So that's one of the things that's good for anything you're involved in, whether any lesson you're doing, any lesson you're learning, any interaction. Always remember it is a perception that you're having, and you have two ways of looking at it. You from Christ's perspective, meaning from love, from joy, from peace, from a compassionate, caring perspective. You know, it's sort of like you have your hardware, you have your software, and you have your spirit and you. So you renew your mind and tell your body what to do. And so you're always going to be trying to get that body to have, be a source of pleasure for people around you. That's how you control your perceptions. Oh, you just tell your body, all right, ego, you take control of me, and I'll do whatever you say, which is exactly what you want to do with the spirit. But it feels so much better. There's no drama, mama. There's just peace. Any experience you want, any experience comes up, anything comes up, there's enough power there to deal with it. If you fall into a pit, all right, you're in a pit. Hang in the pit for a while. You'll get out. What's the problem with a pit? I've been in pits before. I'm out. I fall down steps sometimes. That's funny. Oh, well, I spend most of my time. Here's something funny. I spend a lot of time in hospitals. Most of my time, I'm 40% of my time is spent in hospitals. And then we watch on TV now. My wife and kid, they love the Chicago Med, which means the ER type ER shows. All I think about is hospitals all day and night. But they love it. So I'm watching with them. I'm stressed out all day and night now. But it's fun to be stressed out. I'm not gonna stress out because I'm stressing out. It's double whammy. I feel myself stressing out, my body's stressing out, my body feels all charged up. I go, oh man, I'm sorry, body. I let it be there. You just figure it out. You just figure it out for yourself. I'll be here if you need me. You can't be afraid of acting weird. You ever see any of my postings? A lot of them are be weird and be happy about that. Feel weird. Nothing about being spiritual. You cannot be afraid to feel really, really weird. And let's face it, I guarantee everyone in this room are misfits. Won't fit in to the average religion. No, I don't. I put on a good show, but listen, I fit nowhere and into nothing. My perception is very simple. I couldn't care less. All right, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Yeah, welcome it all. Absolutely. Welcome it all, Cindy. Absolutely. Just it's being on a roller coaster. Put your hands up in the air and just say, all right, here comes the next fall. And just know you're safe. It's a roller coaster that does not break. It does not fall apart. It's God's roller coaster. It's just pure fun if you just let it ride. And eventually you're on it. You're on, on that roller coaster. Eventually you're just having a great time. Pure peace, pure bliss. All right. Valentine's Eve. This is called the love dynamic. If you're fine. Yes. Yeah, the gods were, yes. It's pure fun, absolutely. Valentine's Day Eve, Love Dynamic. Love Dynamic is the name of the of this toss back. So sit back, relax, take it easy, have a coffee, and meditate on this, and hopefully it'll be helpful. And see you in about a half hour. Well, you sort of seeing me here. Some time warp, I think, but a year and a half, 2 years ago. All right, God bless us. See you shortly. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Ozzy.
God does have a plan. His plan is to break us down to lesson after lesson after lesson until finally we say, "Excuse me, Lord, can you help me skedaddle out of here?" Turns out, falling to the earth on my buttocks was not the best idea. Of course, that's part of the game, because we knew that this would happen pre-separation. How could we not? We were omniscient, all-knowing. Now I'm saying were because I'm using timelines. I'm using linear time here. But there really is no were because we still are that God. We still are that infinite God. We still are the Creator. We are the Son of God. We are as God created us. And from the perspective of myself here, in this three-dimensional world, the Son of God is one with the Father and therefore the Creator as well. And so I can pray to God, the Son of God, our true nature. I pray to the Son of God, the Father himself. You see how it all comes together pre-separation? There's only oneness. There's only one God. You want to get to him through the Son of God, that's fine. Or you can pray to the Father. Don't be too picky. Whatever floats your boat, as they say. The point is, you want to sink your teeth into the prayer. For me, I like to say, "Oh Lord, Son of God, oh Son of God, Father, enter into my beingness and get me out there to have some fun, have some joy, and explore my inner peace with me. Incident by incident, we can take on the world and share joy and bring as many people out of this mess as possible through the games that I play." And yeah, so there we were as infinite beings, and we decided to be fun to be separate individuals. And to the extent that we don't try to reconnect with the other pieces, with the other infinite pieces, is to the extent that we'll remain individuals on the run from an illusion, from something that's just not there. We're terrified. We'll experience fear like you haven't experienced it before. A subconscious fear, most likely, one that you're not even looking at. So it will escape, unnoticed, and start tearing off on you and to others. And then nobody will help you because no one wants to go near you. And they say, "Wow, so-and-so's a real butthead." And you're not trying to be a butthead, you just don't understand how to ask for love, ask for help. You're like that guy who's driving, and instead of asking for help, you just get lost and more frustrated. Instead of just rolling down your window in the local gas station and taking your map out and showing it to them and say, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me out? I have no clue where I am. And I'm on an hour drive, and I've been driving for 3.5 hours. Can you help me?" That's not a sure thing. That person can be wrong, but most likely your better chance, if you don't have a clue, of finding somebody else with a clue. And this is the same thing in life. Individually, we have no clue. I was listening to this motivational stuff from Pacino from the movie, I think it was Saturday Night Lights or some movie he did. He said, "We will either die as individuals or live as a team." Very straightforward. We will continue to seem to die until we realize that we need to, in every single lifetime, so long as we're expressing ourselves in form, we need to form teams of oneness. So when people look at us and say, "Wow, there's a good team," what game are they playing? Check it out. I'm going to go check it out. So that's why this world is crazy. We are individuals pretending to be individuals. There's energy it takes to fool ourselves like this. We have created a whole cosmos dedicated to fooling ourselves. We have created nature itself. We have created the laws of nature, the laws of physics. We have created basic arithmetic. All so they can cover up our reality. The reality of what we truly think we did. Which was do this individuality thing. At the expense of the one God. We created a whole world of separate minds. Of little minds. Separate little infinities, little dream worlds. Where we cannot quite penetrate and break down the dream walls. Because right now I'm a voice in everybody's separate dream world. I'm more outside of your dream than anything else in your dream. I'm part of your dream. I'm in your dream. And if I said to you right now, I don't exist outside your dream, how would you know? That's the separation. I can't really get to you. Because you don't know and have no actual proof that I am not in your actual dream as simply a dream character, the voice in your dream. Check. Check if you actually know. If you're dreaming, actually literally dreaming, aren't I just a voice in that dream, a character in that dream? What does outside of the dream really mean? It means you're not dreaming anymore. And this voice disappears. This is the voice in your dream that's offering you this way of looking at things. Take it. Take it now. Blue, here I am. Put the metaphorical hand out. Take my hand now. Take my hand. Take my whole life too. I'm here now. And if not now, when? And if not here, where? If not this moment on the timeline, when do we rid ourselves of this timeline and live forever in now, in the eternal now? It is our sacred, I don't want to say obligation, because in truth it's our choice. If you want to wait 1,000 more years to move out of this place into a better place, into a higher place, to move towards our eventual destiny. By destiny, I mean destiny. It's going to happen. And whether you like it or not, you will be expressing yourself perfectly eventually. You will be the perfect expression of God. The absolute, flawless perfection. Completely, absolutely innocent of everything and anything. You will know and come into contact with that perfection that's always been there. And then you will be gently woken up and you will lose this dream completely, as you lose all dreams. And you will be back to your normal self that you never left. The Son of God, Son of the Father. And once again, you will know where the Son ends and the Father begins. And vice versa. Where does the Father end and the Son begin? They're the same thing, actually, because if you rid yourself of the Father, the Son goes with him, right? Because you don't have a son without a father. My father died at the end of 2019. Now my mother's still around, so I'm still a son. I mean, from the world's perspective, I'm still a son. But when she, not looking forward to it, when she passes on, from the world's perspective, in a sense, I'm not a son anymore. I'm a child still. Well, in a sense, I'm a child of God. I'm actually a grown-up. I'm an adult. I'm not a child. I'm not a son. Now, for me, at least on that level, on my parents' level, I can detach myself enough to know that I'm not seeing them again. But what would happen if, my God forbid, a family member died, like my wife or my kids? Would I be able to have that level of peace? I don't know. This is what I meant by before that we're in hell now. knowing that I shouldn't have to even suspect that I would have to deal with that. This is what Jesus is trying to get at. The God that you worship makes you deal with things that you shouldn't have to deal with. It's the ego that you're worshiping, coming up with ridiculous laws that you have to follow. Laws like say goodbye to your friends and family, but also sometimes you say goodbye to friends and family that really, according to the laws of linear time, according to the laws of aging, are too young to die. A friend of mine who I hadn't spoken to in a while, but his son died before him. And I remember his wife, the guy that died, he said that so-and-so, and then eventually he died. The father died eventually, and he said he never got over the death of his boy. The father's not supposed to die after his son. Of course he's not. His son died in his 40s. A screw-up at the hospital, actually, on his kidneys. They shouldn't have let him out. His father was devastated, they said. He hit the bottle, and that was the end of it. This world we shouldn't be going through this nonsense. Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. It's real to us because we're making it, we're creating it, we're inventing it. And the fact that one day we're going to wake up is comforting, it's nice to know. Thank God that's the atonement. Thank God it's not real. But it takes a lot to get past certain things that we implanted in our minds to mess with us. It takes a lot. Heck, we don't like it if we're overweight. No less dealing with intense loss of friends and loved ones. We don't like it when somebody famous dies that we love. Those close personal friends. I remember when Robin Williams died, not only was I not happy, I was in Memphis but I was in Memphis visiting Elvis's gravesite and going to the Martin Luther King Museum. That's what we do, how we deal with death. We either memorialize the people, go to their grave sites, weep and grieve for a long time. My mother's still grieving, although who knows what she'd be doing if she could leave the house. But since she lives in Florida and there's corona, so she's been unable to grieve properly. She's been locked up in her home, pretty much all alone, unable to even hug her grandchildren. Because they're not in the same bubble. Should we have to go through this pandemic at all? My mother, who's getting up there in the 70s, she's one of the elderly crowd, living in a state where nobody cares nearly as much to wear masks as we do. So she just doesn't go out. So she doesn't have to, as she puts it, there's a disease out there. It's very contagious, and it's a killer. So she's staying home. Members of my own family out there also are casual about masks. I don't get on people because they're very healthy people. My mother doesn't hang out with them as much anymore because she doesn't want to catch it. Bottom line is we're all dealing with things that's way over our head. The only good thing that we can get out of this, the only comfort is this. The atonement teaches us, we find out, we realize, we uncover the truth of where and who we really are. We are the dreamer of the dream. That's the only comfort we have. We are inventing the world we see. We're making up the world we see moment by moment by moment by moment. The cause of everything comes from within you. Cause and effect doesn't exist outside of you. Cause and effect goes from you to the outside world of everything. So how do you get out of hell? You join a team of oneness. You walk the path of oneness, holding hands with those around you that you love, that you've been able to learn to love. There are those that you're born loving, like your parents and close family. you love much easier because it's kind of inborn, right? I think I went over this the other day. And then there's people that you develop friendships with. Over time, you develop that love because they're friends. You find somebody that you have commonalities with. Family, you don't need any commonalities, really, because you're family. You can fight all the time, really. I mean, not all the time, but you can have fights. You don't have to see each other all the time. You can see each other once in a while, and, commonalities aren't absolutely necessary. Just understanding what family means is necessary. The nature of family is that you love each other. Blood is thicker than water. It means that there are things that you would do for family that you would not necessarily do for other people. Now, there are friends that you treat as family, because as that friendship grows and develops, friendship gets stronger and stronger and stronger because commonalities reign supreme in that relationship. And so you rarely fight, and when you do, it cannot overcome the power of that relationship's growth. What you want to do is you want to reconnect the pieces. Reconnect with as many people as possible. How? Well, you only have two choices that you can really make. Either you love unconditionally, expecting nothing in return, or you seek out that love from others, that unconditional love from others. Now, how do you seek out unconditional love? Well, just ask for love. And don't be embarrassed that for the time being you can't give anything in return. Ask for help and receive it. That's all. Hardest thing to do sometimes is not feel like you have to reciprocate. You don't have to reciprocate. You can allow somebody to help you. Because it's a win-win. Just like you guys are allowing me to teach. I am not on a pedestal here. It's not better to be me than you because I'm the one teaching. You all know that. So you calmly and coolly just receive what I'm giving you. Take the love that you find there in the message, and you move on with your day. When you want help or anybody wants help, they should just go out and ask for it. If you want love, go out and ask for it. If you need love, you ask for it. You go out and, in a sense, without being a butthead, you go out and take it. And then you have it. When you have it, and you've got tons of it, or even a small amount, enough to give it away, then you start sharing it. And then you will get more of it. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. You become a channel. Next thing you know, the whole universe is bending to your desires and your will, because you're a channel for love. And that's the whole point of the body. The whole point of form. It's not really even a body anymore. It's just a communication device to share love, pleasure, peace, all with no opposites. All with no opposite. This is a crazy, insane world that we made. We made a world for one purpose. It's like we're teenagers, and our sole decision-making is based on whatever our Father, Mother God is doing or wants, in whatever lifestyle and whatever he or she says, whatever Father, Mother God, whatever God says, we do the opposite just because God says that we should not do it. We wanted to live a life without God. If God is one, we are many. The problem is we didn't expect when we invented the ego for all this. Well, we did expect it, but then now that it's happened and now we can't get out, guilt is terrible. It feels bad. Well, we knew this was going to happen before separation. Post-separation, we've just simply forgotten as we planned to forget. Now the forgetting hurts. It's a comfort to know that the Son of God knew this beforehand. Which means the Son of God can't and would never go against his own nature and create a game that we're going to all die and lose. We can't lose. But nevertheless, it's not so much fun to be in a game in this whole cosmos thing here. It's the individuality game. It's not so much fun. We want out. We want to move up in consciousness. Until you get to that point, we are right about the same spot, so to speak, metaphorically, because we're not really moving up. But if you want to look at this in the dream, we're moving up in consciousness to the fifth dimension, to the sixth dimension, to the seventh dimension, until we get to the highest point, which was the split off from oneness to two-ness. Now we're in like 10ness or 11ness, or, well, infiniteness of separateness. We're in like many-ness, because we have an infinite number of infinities. But there we had two-ness, the initial split. Right mind, wrong mind, boom, that was all we had. And it's all we have now, but we have the appearance of an infinite number of separate infinities. We have the appearance, and the appearance is solid. As I said, I enter your dream, and I'm in your dream, and that's the end of it. You see me as a character in your dream. That can't be busted up. But the higher you get, those walls that separate you from me begin to, and as we enter this, as we merge and become on the same team, we begin to bust that up completely until eventually we are just about one being again. This is right by the door that we walked out of originally. Now we can walk back through and wake up and become one with the Father again. And realize we never left. It was simply a game that we played. And now we're back in the game's now over. It was a distraction. A fleeting thought. And we laughed it away. We just didn't think the joke was, what if we don't laugh it away? What happens? And this is what happens right here. We're in it. This right here is what happens. This world. We are a fleeting thought. We are a fleeting thought. Anyone remember those old TV sets that you turn them off and on before digital? And as you turned it off, after it had been on for a while, or I think it had to be on for a little while or something, you turned it off and it would go, boof, and it get really bright for a second, and then it would fizzle out. We are the TV that's been shut off, and it just goes, we're in that poof stage, and so we're fizzling out right now. And when we're all fizzled out, we will have been woken up. We have to allow ourselves to fizzle out, to unravel, let it all go, let the wave overcome us. Because we'll come out the other side, we just don't know, we just don't think we will. Let the God of this world catch us, punish us for the terrible thing that we did, because we really didn't do anything. So there's nothing to punish us for. We just don't believe that, and we'll have to let him just prove it. We'll have to let him prove it to us. Let the crazy thing happen. Overtake you. Let yourself be nailed to that cross, because if you do, you're going to prove to everybody, hey, here I am. 3 days later, I told you, you can't hurt me. Overwhelm me if you want. I'll take it all. And then when I'm in that tomb, or in that coffin or whatever, I'll work my way. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do my spiritual work. And then 3 days later, I promise you, I'll be eating with my friends. I'll be ascending up to heaven, sitting at the right hand of the Father, and then entering everybody's reality and dreams to help them get the heck out of here. To show them how capable they are of just letting the world go by and happen, without trying to fix everything and make it better. Just let it overwhelm you. Let it take over your mind and body, knowing that you have the Holy Spirit to help you come out the other side. And the other side is light, pure happiness, pure peace. The other side is your holy nature, your holy self. It's sort of like you're in the ocean and a huge tidal wave is coming. I remember watching The Poseidon Adventure when I was very young. It was a great movie. And they were heading towards this huge tidal wave. Poseidon Adventure. Poseidon was the god of the water, seas. And as they were going, the captain, who was actually Leslie Nielsen, took his binoculars and just saw it coming. And I remember this part of this line. It was a great line. It's a simple line, but it was great. He just saw it and he said, "Oh my God!" And you were like, "Uh-oh, this is not good." And it got bigger and bigger as it was moving towards it. And he had a fight. He was the captain, but there was someone on board for some reason who was above the captain. So he started fighting with him because he wanted to go straight into the wave. He said it would be safer because if we don't, it's going to catch us at the wrong time. It might catch us when we're on our side, and then that would be a heck of a lot worse. So it's best if we go into it and try to get straight through it. The other guy said, "No, turn the boat around. Let's get the heck out of here. Let's go the other way. Let's run from it." And he couldn't convince the guy that he was wrong, and so that's what he had to listen to him. So he said, "Turn the boat around." Unfortunately, they didn't have a chance to turn it all the way around correctly, and they caught him on the boat was on its side when it hit. And, well, if you see the movie, wow. Not a good choice. I'm not sure what would have happened if they went straight through it. If they tried to. But it couldn't have been much worse than what happened. Let it happen. Let go of your desire to make things happen. That life obviously doesn't want to happen. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't engage in making choices. But just remember that your choice is simply to give or receive love. Give love if you can. Ask for love if you can. If you feel you can't give love for whatever reasons, ask for then call out for love. How do you call out for love? You just put the energy out there that you want love. You want help. You'd be surprised how sensitive people really are to the vibes that you send out. I'm not saying you have to go up to somebody and go, "Hi, will you love me, please? I'm really sad." Just put out that vibe that you want somebody to help you out with life. That you're lonely. And you would like somebody to talk to about this and about that. Just put that vibe out there. Put it out to God. "God, can you help me find somebody? I need love. Can you love me? Can you show me what love is? Can you help me out?" And eventually somebody will walk into your life. Doesn't have to be a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It could just be a friend. Anybody. It could be a seminar. It could be a class. Somebody at work. A new friend. It could be a promotion. It could be anything. But if you're not looking for help, if you're not looking for that love, if you're not open to it, the possibility of it being anything and anywhere, it won't be. It won't be. Two choices. And if you constantly stay in that love dynamic, if you're only aware of love in a unconditionally giving or an unconditionally receiving level, then you'll knock out that ego in no time. And by the way, the times that you find yourself the most happy, the times that you find yourself experiencing the most peace, and if you look back in your past, you'll probably notice it was the times that you were loving other people. That is where you experienced the most peace, as opposed to when you were receiving love. If you can give love unconditionally, do it. It's the most happy you'll ever be. God bless you all. I love you all. And I'll see you when I see you. And until then, peace.
Your eyes, a galaxy of stars. Capture me, hold me in your arms. Your smile, a ray of sunshine bright. my world feel warm and right. You're my everything, my guiding light. You fill my days and make my nights. I'm lost in you, my love so true. Forever yours, me and you. We dance through life, hand in hand. A love so pure across the land. Every beat, my heart does sleep. You're all I need, you're all I keep. You're my everything, my guiding light. You fill my days and make my nights. I'm lost in you, my love so true. Forever yours, me and you. Dance through life, hand in hand. A love so pure across the land. With every beat, my heart does leap. You're all I need, you're all I keep. You're my everything, my guiding light. You fill my days and make my nights. I'm lost in you, my love so true. Forever yours, me and you. Dance through life, hand in hand. A love so pure across the land. With every beat, my heart does leap. You're all I need, you're all I keep.
Thank you. Wow, that's awesome. Great song. Great song. Thanks, Ozzy. Ozzy put this whole thing together. Everyone says, "Thank you, Ozzy. You're just excellent. You're the best. Really, it was fantastic. It really was, Ozzy. And thank you. Anyone, any comments, questions? Anyone want to say anything? If not, I'll give it back to Lynn. Just wanted to say, I hope it was helpful. Hope so everyone got a little something out of it. So that's it. Mirrors everywhere. I'm signing off. We have Monday, back Monday at 4 o'clock Eastern. Do In Personal Life with Lynn, and so come by if you want. It's a good book. It's the Spirit Speaking Through Joseph Benner back in the early 1900s. And on Tuesday, I'm back with the great Ozzy here for Anxiety to Love. All right. So there you go, everyone. God bless you all. I love you all. And Ozzy, do you have anything? You want to add anything for us? No? Okay. Blessings and peace, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Thanks, you guys. I love you both so much. And thank you, everyone who's joined us here today. Grateful for you all. Happy Valentine's Day. And we will see